Hi guys, this is Greg Doyle for Eat Sleep Boxing Repeat. Prediction time. Fight I want to talk to you guys about is the Chief Support fight on Saturday the 22nd of August. It's Fight Camp episode 4 and it is the rematch we've all been waiting for. It's Katie Taylor, who is 15-0, and she takes on Delfine Persoon, who is 44-2 for the world titles. Fantastic fight this one, guys. Really looking forward to it. It's one of those fights where I don't really think we know what's going to happen in the rematch. I don't think Delfine Persoon's performance was a fluke against Katie Taylor. We all know that a lot of people had Persoon winning the fight. Me personally, I thought it was very close. I think some boxing fans don't take into consideration, some fighters can come forward and throw a lot of shots. Are they landing? All of them. Is head movement being scored and showing your skill to move out of the way of punches? It's difficult. I had it tight. If Persoon got it, would argue no. If Katie Taylor got it, which she did, fair enough. You know, it was a tight fight. It wasn't a robbery. So I think that a lot of the fans, they need to chill out when it comes to talking about that fight, because it was close no matter which way we look at it. But as always, guys, in this video I will give you a brief background into both female fighters' most recent fights. I will give you my keys to victory, and I will also give you my prediction finally. Let's get into it. Let's look at Delfine Persoon. Delfine Persoon is 44-2. Ex-world champion, very tall and good fighter for the weight. She throws a really nice 1-2. She's not a seriously powerful puncher, but she's got that bit of pop behind her shots that if you got hit with them, you don't want to hit them too often because they are powerful enough and respectable enough. Her most recent fight, she's coming off that win against Helen Joseph. The previous fight before that was the majority decision loss to Katie Taylor. She had a routine win against Helen Joseph. Relatively close in the cards. I think she won about 4 or 5 on all the cards, but she was also coming off of that brief trip back into the amateurs, which I found really strange. I understand that some people want to go back and see if they get a gold medal and things that they never got, but when you're coming off a razor tight loss to Katie Taylor, you would think financial wise, reward wise, jump back into another world title fight. Go back in and get another world title fight. It was a bit of a strange decision to me because she went back in and she lost a qualifier. If I believe it was a qualifier, she didn't even get to qualify, which again, that raises alarm bells over, is she the same fighter going into Saturday's fight? But we'll come to that. If we look at Katie Taylor, she's a fantastic fighter. She's 15-0. Undisputed lightweight champion, former light welterweight world champion, coming off of that relatively tight fight against Christina Landiatu in her last fight where she didn't look great. Katie Taylor, if we were being honest, it was quite tight, that fight. And again, the fight before that with Persoon, she didn't really look great in that fight either. But again, she's got that determination of a great fighter. They can see it through. And sometimes these elite fighters, they're not always going to look great. They might have 1 or 2 bad performances, but then they really get the bee in their bonnet and they think, you know, I'm going to go out and I'm going to put on a fantastic performance in my next fight. So, as I say, her most recent fight was the win over Christina Landiatu for the world title. Before that, it was Delfine Persoon. She's now beat the new undisputed welterweight champion, Jessica McCaskill, who came off that great victory over Cecilia Brækhus at the weekend. Women's boxing's flying at the moment. Really enjoyed the Shannon Courtney and Rachel Ball fight at the weekend as well. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic. But if we can get back on track, I was getting carried away there with the recent successes of women's boxing because it's grown and it's getting really great viewing recently, and rightly so in my eyes. But if we can move on to keys to victory, for Delfine Persoon, I think you need to go with the tactics that you used in the first fight. I think you need to jab, throw a nice hard 1-2 down the middle and push Katie Taylor on the back foot again. So 1-2 straight down the middle and push Katie Taylor on the back foot. If you're Katie Taylor, I think you need to get in and out of distance. I don't think you can go on the back foot all night. So for me, the keys to victory for Katie Taylor is to chop between attack and defence. I think she needs to stay in the pocket sometimes, unload shots, then get out of range and move around the ring to get her energy and back. So for me, in and out of distance and use the ring in this fight. But over and on to prediction time, I think it's a tough one, guys, because every person's got their bogey man, bogey woman, and Delfine Persoon just might be Katie Taylor's. She's very tall, rangy, difficult to track down, pushes you on the back foot. It's a really, really difficult one. I just think everything slightly more favours to Katie Taylor now in this fight. I think with Persoon going back into the amateurs, losing, not looking great against Helen Joseph, but doing enough to win and win relatively comfortable. I just think that Katie Taylor now knows that she's probably approaching the backstretch of her career also, and she wants defining moments. It's in the UK. It's out of Delfine Persoon's comfort zone, and I just think that she's a very smart and intelligent fighter, Katie Taylor, and I think she's just going to have learned her lessons from the first fight. I do think she will have to come through some sticky moments though, because Delfine Persoon, she's not coming here to lie down. But my prediction for the fight is for Katie Taylor to win in the second half of the fight or win on a points decision. Guys, thank you very much for letting me come to you as always every week. It is an absolute pleasure. My name is Greg Doyle, Eat, Sleep, Boxing, Repeat. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, check out our website. I will be back to see you guys again next week. Thank you.